Well, hello everyone. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Alexa Minton. I'm filling in for Jim for the second half of the day. He went out with India for some everyday Kentucky on the go stuff. But don't worry, you got me for now and then for news at noon. So stick with me. But we certainly have a lot to talk about weather-wise for our forecast. So why not dive right in? Because I don't know about you all. I'm looking at some of these cams. I see nothing but blue skies, sunshine. It's great conditions. I think a lot of people in the comments are also kind of dealing with the same type of thing. We don't have a lot of cloud cover currently over parts of Kentucky at the moment, but that's not the same story for our friends up in the Great Lakes region. You can kind of see that there's a little bit of activity brewing for them. And the reason why we're not getting anything today, even though there's a lot of activity happening north of us, we usually kind of see some of that kick down and affect us. It's not going to affect us today because we're having this like battle where there's this high pressure region that's kept us calm for parts of the weekend, parts of the end of last week. It's still kind of stubborn. It doesn't really want to move. But we also have this low pressure region that's trying to push it out. And for today, high pressure is going to win. We're going to stay calm. We're going to stay clear. But as we continue to track this system, it's going to win tomorrow. And you actually start to see some more isolated rain chances for parts of our region. So a little bit of a switch up. Let's talk about it in our hour by hour forecast because, folks, by the time it gets to 4:30 today, definitely going to be toasty. I see we have some people from Somerset watching. It's going to be 90 for you all as you approach dinner time hours. 90 in Lexington, 93 in Frankfort. We got some Frankfort viewers watching as well. So definitely a very toasty day. Let me know in the comments if you guys are a fan of these toasty, sunshiny days or if you're looking for more fall-like weather, because that's personally my favorite, and I'll get that eventually, but it's going to take a minute for us to get there. As we continue to track our temperatures, we're going to start off the morning almost in the 70s by the 7 a.m. hour. Again, another warm day, and you can kind of see up in the top of our screen there's activity brewing in parts of Indiana and Ohio, and like I said, that low pressure is going to win the battle once we look towards Wednesday around dinner time. Few isolated chances are going to push down on the bottom half of the storm. Now, heaviest rainfall is going to be happening in Indiana and Ohio, but we'll still notice maybe a shower or two as we go about parts of our day. Now, rain chance forecast. I know we've been dry for a couple days, so some of us might need a little bit of rainfall activity. You can kind of see as we go towards Labor Day weekend, it's looking like we increase those rain chances pretty substantially all week long. Definitely a switch up in our forecast. Next 7 days, our American model is saying we could get upwards of an inch in some areas, definitely more condensed towards eastern Kentucky, but some areas could only get 3/4 of an inch. So 7 days, it's not going to be a complete washout, but definitely some substantial rainfall here in the coming days. But right now for this week, like I said, we have sizzling summer temperatures. I see some of you in the comments are saying you like fall weather. Well, don't worry. This week's not for you, but next week might be, because right now we're seeing all this hot air that's been pushed in parts of the Great Plains. It's going to come up towards parts of Kentucky, give us that typical summer sizzle to wrap up August. But then what we're going to be tracking is a switch up for next week. So this week we're focused on the heat. Next week we're focused on a little bit of a cool down. Some of that cooler air dips down from that cool pool in Canada, and then we're talking not temps in the 90s, but we're more so talking temps a little bit cooler than that. So very good news for our forecast. Thank you all so much for joining me. Definitely a lot happening weather-wise. You can join me again at WKYT News at noon, where I'll give you a more extensive full breakdown. Don't worry though, Jim will be back tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. Thanks so much for joining, guys.